Responding to an assertion that's made on the channel, it's about September 11th. Lloyd England was supposed to have done a confession in the year 2006, and everybody wants you to go to their channel, look at the video, okay? And these keen observers and fantastic investigative reporters don't have a text version that could be posted, stated flat out, this is the transcript to his supposed confession, where he was being recorded and supposedly didn't know it. I'm sure he didn't. I'm sure that 9/11 truthers would never fucking lie, like lying about thermite being an explosive. Anyway, I point out that I don't believe bullshit like this, but here we go. He did confess. He said it was planned, quote, that's not the entire confession, and followed it off with, we came across the bridge together. Is that not enough? Of course it's not, because you're picking and choosing individual, not even full sentences. Stop being a lying truther. Okay? Is there a transcript? I fucking double dare you to do it. Oh, well, this is extremely important stuff. Go to my YouTube channel and upvote it. Oh, and if you don't hear reading between the lines that he's confessing to something, I mean, I don't even know what you are talking about here. We came across the bridge together. It was planned. Okay. I agree that 90% of the conspiracy junk gets out of hand and the people hear what they just want to hear. And you're doing a perfect example. The CIT did a great job with the north side versus south side approach. No, they didn't. They're just creating a dissenting opinion or a minority report kind of meme so that they can be contrarians. None of these people are actually giving any useful information. They also made up all these bullshit stories before anybody had access to, some of these people anyway, before we found out, oh yeah, there was an actual, black box. It's an orange case, actually. They did find it, and they were able to confirm, yeah, this is how it did it. And no, it wasn't some fantastical turning radius. The people who flew the plane basically did a flight simulator grade landing, aka crashing, just like all of you did when you played Flight Simulator. If it was a north side approach, then that puts Lloyd's story up for question, but regardless, no, you don't understand. Witness information and witness testimony. I don't give a shit. All right, we're at that point. This happened decades ago. Now, it's going to be we're getting to the point that it's going to be more than one decade eventually. Get over it. All right, finding, I'm not kidding, half a dozen people to corroborate your idea that the story can't be corroborated by getting conflicting opinions from people. Really? And thermite has to be an explosive. Say it with me. Nanothermite is a lie. Say it with me. Truthers keep lying. Say it with me. They need to keep this up in the air. We're fighting for justice. No, they're not. And the over-the-top conversational shit when you look this up, it's all about the criminal masterminds, and they're always the Jews somehow, right? I agree with most of what you say, and 9/11 certainly happened. I live right outside New York City across the water, but I also never heard of some idiot saying the event was fake. You've never heard that since day one about what happened on September 11th. But we have certainly been lied to in regards to the story they fed us about the event. The building was not properly designed to tolerate fire. Everybody who died in the two buildings died because the building was not fire protected. This is a standard fucking thing in New York. People always say fuck it to the fire protection and sprinklers. It happens all the goddamn time. It was yet another goddamn building that burned down too easy. This is a problem in New York and a lot of major cities where they freaking just pay someone off to not really give it a bad rating. The building was unsafe. It was not structurally sound enough to tolerate being impacted when they claimed specifically it would tolerate an airplane impact. They lied about how good the building is. That's what the lie was. No, it has to be Jews and Pentagon money, and somehow we have to throw Hillary Clinton into this too, and Obama, somehow. Everything other than the anti-Jews did it. Everything other than it wasn't a government conspiracy. Anything other than Oswald shot somebody. I said it that way specifically. You have people making up stories about mythical, non-existent, burnable materials that explode in ways that don't work in time-space. Super thermite that blows up 1,000,000 times more intense than anything we'd have, and we wouldn't use tiny amounts of it just to make fuel and run our engines on. Somehow, this is a reality to some people. He did not confess in the way you're thinking. I dare you. I double dog dick dare you to find an actual transcript of that video so that a person could go to the webpage, find a transcript with no commentary in it. A real transcript. A real fucking transcript. I'll make it. I'll make a real transcript. Don't fucking push me. I'll do it. I've done this before to other people who said, well, the video clearly shows this. And none of the text that you get when you actually type out what the people say sequentially, even in a 1-hour goddamn video I did once, I had to do, that never corroborates what they say. And your cut and paste, your quote mining is, we came across the bridge together and it was planned. What was planned? Partial sentences? Excuse me, are we being brave now? Where'd you get these comments from? Where did you get these quotes from? Did you get them from someone who was evaluating the video but told you, well, you decide? And then if you go there to that person's forum, if there's anywhere you can put a comment and say, he didn't say that, you took it out of context. Do those people get to post? No, they don't. Ruh-roh. It's called lying. You're being lied to. Did you actually watch the video? I have 2 links below. I don't like the videos. I don't like how people are presenting it. You're going to have to look up 5 or 6 copies of the video to find all the data that they cut and paste and chop. Let's slow it down. You know, that kind of shit? Where they don't just let you listen and believe. They tell you to what to listen to and what to believe. I'm supposed to be believing for even 1 fucking second. For the first time since 2000, since this happened. Since the day I walked into work and found out that we'd been attacked and I was scared we were going to have a full-on fucking war, and actually went downtown and actually said, can I help in some way? And they said, please don't join the military, we don't want you. Because I'm 4F, I was born 4F. Since that day, every fucker who's brought up anything alternative to the mainstream media narrative, which happens to be accurate enough that it depicts most of what happened that day, it's the best we can do, because honestly we'll never really know everything. I'm supposed to believe, since that time, after literally being lied to my face, thousands of times, and on the internet, virtually in my face too, thousands of times, that someone's telling the truth for once at this point. And all you could do is bring up 2 pieces of a sentence to post here. That's your best bet. You are tacitly acknowledging that you do not have a direct quote with a complete sentence in it that says a goddamn thing. Oh, it's a virtual, when they call it a virtual confession, instead of saying confessed, here's the point in the video at, let's say, 2 minutes and 4 seconds, where he says, yeah, it was all set up, I was in on it. Did he say that? No. Then it's not a fucking confession. He did confess. No, he fucking didn't. It's not a confession. He admitted. It's a fact. This is the reason I get very angry with assholes on the internet. But in person I've had it, and I said, okay, do you have the quote? You just need to read, you need to learn, you need to do your own research. And I said, you don't have the information, that's why you keep saying I should do my own research. You didn't do the research. You just listened and believed somebody who told you something happened. And that last time was someone who was really ready, literally, to pull out a .38 caliber and shoot me. I took his gun from him. I had it for 3 years afterwards. He said, I want my gun back. You can't have it. Why? Because you pulled it on somebody who was telling you the truth. Fuck you. If your way of fighting the truth is to pull a gun on me and put it up my eye socket, I'm taking your gun from you and you're not getting it back. That and the fact that I took all the parts out of it. It was a nice showpiece. I filled it up with wax. It was funny. Should have filled it with solder. By the way, seriously, zinc, an entire zinc gun with 1 barrel made out of it. I mean, I know how to do that, but good God. Steel isn't that much more difficult to make. But anyway, where was it? Oh, yes. 3D printed guns don't sound so bad when you see shit like that on the street. But anyway, as I was saying, that person came up with the thing, well, can't you see the pictures of the collapse? And I'm like, do you see the debris falling? And he knew what I was talking about. He's like, I don't know what you're talking about. And I'm like, look at the fucking video. What is falling with the garbage? Part of the building. What's falling with it? Stuff flying in midair. And they're like, yeah. Is it falling at free fall or slower than free fall? And he was resisting Cognitive dissonance all over the place. And then he finally said, everything's falling slower than free fall. Yeah, why do you keep bringing up falling at or near free fall speed when other stuff is actually falling a little faster in free air at free fall and other things are moving slowly, and the shit you're talking about is actually mostly pulverized dust? A couple of weeks later, he came back with the dustification thing. This is the guy I took the gun from. You pulled a gun on me and you're coming back to me, pushback. Did the shit fall at free fall speed or slower than free fall? I don't let you won't answer it because cognitive dissonance. Get the fuck away from me. He didn't know I didn't have the gun with me. By then it was already dismantled. Through the, I got to learn about that. Seriously, there are some designs that should not be done for guns. Don't come to my channel with this horse shit unless you're willing to actually make a stand. Take a stand for complete reporting of data. All right? I can give you anecdotes all day about all the shit I have to deal with, but the fact is that when I have to deal with conspiracy theorists, there are two varieties. Real researchers, they make up 1%, and the others who avoid facts. They resist facts. They're just promoting one idea or another so that they can have an excuse to have something to rail against. It's a hobby. It's an obsession. It's fucked. I'm not that. I was at one time, until I actually got a hold of the blueprints for the buildings. And yeah, the one that was, the blueprints were thrown in the garbage in some random garbage can? Yeah, but they were available at almost every large library for about 4 years afterwards. I got my copy. I asked them if I could scan them. I photocopied them. You can do that with blueprints. Just did them one section at a time and knitted it together. I also downloaded a copy later off of, I think it was on, God, what was it? Shariza? I forgot what it was. Some sort of group file, say, hell, it might have been my copy I digitized myself. The point I'm making here is, I've actually done all the work to find out I'm wrong. Now you must. Thanks for watching. Have a good day.